I am Jenna Bosonko, and this is QTV Midday News coming to you live from our studios on Kaiba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main local and sports news headlines. The National Assembly's Finance and Public Accounts Committee is scrutinizing the COVID-19 response audit report, highlighting government institutions' non-compliance with financial and procurement laws and regulations in the COVID-19 response. On Friday, the National Assembly held its first National Assembly Day, aimed at bringing the Assembly to people and fostering the public's understanding of its work. We bring you a report on how an institution is monitoring sea level rise and saltwater intrusion in the Gambia. The ML Hat Foundation on Friday bade farewell to its second batch of 4 children who were set to travel to Turkey for cardiac surgery. And in sports news, Gambia is ranked top in Africa in the beach volleyball world rankings. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you for joining us, and I am Jenna Bosonko, and you're watching QTV Midday News. The National Assembly's Finance and Public Accounts Committee is consulting with heads of government institutions on the COVID-19 response audit report. The committee members scrutinize the report and ask questions, highlighting government institutions' non-compliance with financial and procurement laws and regulations in the COVID-19 response. Mamadou Lamin Choi has the rest of that story.
The Finance and Public Accounts Committee, chaired by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mariam Jack Denton, faces senior government officials, including permanent secretaries, the Auditor General, the Accountant General, the Procurement DG, and the Central Bank Governor. The audit report reveals violations of procurement and audit laws, one of which is the payment for food not delivered. Alaji Mbao, an FPAC member, reads out the audit findings and asks questions.
And the delivery note revealed that International Commodity Assurance was contracted and paid by the contract committee for the supply of food items. However, we noted that the supply of oil was short by 53,791 10 liters drums at a total value of $37,653,700 based on the delivery note provided for our review.
The National Disaster Management Agency Executive Director, Sana Dahaba, answers to the audit query, while the Deputy Accountant General confirmed the delivery note to respond to the question about the evidence of the delivery notes for the quantity of oil drums purchased.
Actually happened when we showed, I showed this, the first thing we did is to collect the invoices that we collect. So we are working on it to make sure that we regularize this.
Oil, total is 16,209 on this delivery note.
So essentially, you've just confirmed what the auditors actually said.
Maybe we get you the delivery notes. Maybe it is detached or so. Just, we will look into it.
The committee chair and other members are disappointed at their failure to get tangible explanations from the authorities at this meeting with regards to the payment of foods not delivered.
Yeah.
This one is
somebody is telling us I'm seeing it, and all Deputy Accountant General on a very serious matter saying that they will
Yeah.
For us, I think we decide what as a committee.
Another audit query relates to the supply of items for more than the amount contracted. Kebake Baro, the majority leader of the Assembly and a member of the FPAC, raised question about this audit finding, and responding is Musa Ba, the Deputy Accountant General.
Examination of payment vouchers against the contract documents revealed that Basuk's Enterprise and MA Farmers Foundation for Women were contracted on 5th May 2020 and 27 April 2020 respectively. However, they delivered more commodities than they were contracted to supply and were paid for the amount delivered.
We have evidence here showing that Ma Farmers returned on the 18th of May 2020 36 million to our account at Central Bank. And for Basuk's, on the 20th of May, they returned 19,300,000.
The Finance and Public Accounts Committee continues its scrutiny of the audit report on government's COVID-19 response. After exhausting this exercise, The FPAC will take decision on further measures and either approve or reject the report. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Interesting revelations there. Now still on the National Assembly. The National Assembly has held its first National Assembly Day aimed at bringing the Assembly to people and fostering public's understanding of its work. And it is planned to be an annual event. Mahmoud Lamin Choi again.
The lawmakers of the 5th National Assembly are making history by becoming the first Gambian legislature to organize a public engagement event with the aim of being more transparent in their workings. The clerk of the National Assembly, Mamadou A. Sise, calls the day's happening a consequence of robust reforms of the National Assembly instituted during the 5th legislature.
The National Assembly Open Day therefore demonstrates the commitment of the legislature in bringing a more open and accessible institution to the public. It also further denotes an improvement in our service delivery by the National Assembly service and to the promotion of citizens' engagement.
On behalf of the National Assembly Speaker, in the maiden edition of the National Assembly Open Day, the Majority Leader of the House, Kewa K. Barrow, says the event will ensure public participation and involvement in the work, rules and challenges faced by the Assembly, and revealed that the day will be an annual event.
We all know, however, that too often, here like everywhere, citizens who are engaged with the legislature remain a small group, not always representative of society as a whole, and likely to be older, more educated in a higher socio-economic group and men.
Understanding the Gambia's parliamentary history is another way of becoming aware and appreciating the role of the legislature in our political evolution, whose rich history spans 180 years. Hazim Sise, a leading Gambian historian, shares some historical accounts of Gambia's legislature.
In 1947, a new constitution brought to an end 100 years of representation by nomination, because in that year, the constitution introduced the elective element. Edward Francis Small, a strident anti-colonial journalist and trade union leader, became the first elected Gambian to the Legislative Council.
The National Assembly, as a state institution, closely works with government to complement development policies, projects and programs for the country. Halifa Babakar Sallah delivers his presentation on the National Assembly's role in policy, governance and development.
The pioneering role of the National Assembly in promoting transparency by subjecting activity reports and financial statements of public bodies to review is having a dramatic turnaround effect on attitudes regarding public sector management. Public institutions we used to take loans from each other and crowd out development are now signing agreements to repay those loans and prevent recurrence. Those directors who used to obey executive orders and spend lavishly on matters outside the statutory objectives of their sectors are now exposing the harm done and are making pledges to prevent any recurrence.
Followed the explanatory speeches about the National Assembly. The program was supported by the Westminster Foundation for Democracy in the Gambia, a United Kingdom non-departmental public body set up on the 26th February 1992 to support democratic institutions overseas. It was established to help make countries' political systems fairer and more inclusive, accountable and transparent. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Now, the ML Heart Foundation, a non-profit organization, on Friday bade farewell to its second batch of 4 children who are set to travel to Turkey for cardiac surgery, courtesy of the foundation and a partner in Turkey. Ali Sisi has the rest of that story.
Cardiac disease is a health problem which has led to many lives lost in the Gambia, while those who cannot be treated here resort to overseas treatment. Globally, cardiac disease represents 32% of all global deaths. It is for this reason that ML Heart Foundation sends these cardiac patients to Turkey for 2 weeks cardiac surgery. The children and their escorts will leave the country on Sunday, 30th January. At a brief ceremony at the foundation's office in Banjul, Modlamin Kamara, founder of the foundation, said he conceived the idea of establishing the foundation in December last year to facilitate overseas treatment for children with the support of his partners.
And I'm calling government and all NGOs in this country to come on board to support ML Heart Foundation, because ML Heart Foundation cannot do it alone. These are very expensive treatments that cannot be done in this country. Thinking of the accommodation, flight ticketing, the hospital bill, which is taken care of my partner in Turkey. But like as time goes on, I will try to take it will be a 50-50 deal for me and them, because like they cannot take all for me. We have a lot of patients on the waiting list from Banjul, Kanifing General Hospital. All the hospitals in this country have cardiac cases. So I am appealing to government and also the philanthropists, NGOs to come on board and help me. I have other partners who are ready to take other patients to Germany and other countries for treatment, excluding cardiac. But like as we all know, this is a new organization, will take things step by step.
According to Camara, the foundation has in the past facilitated the medical treatment of almost 40 children in Spain with the support of one Mariama Drame, a Gambian Spanish citizen. Camara reveals plans to explore other illnesses that are equally affecting children in this country. Already, another process is on to send 8 more patients to Turkey for similar cardiac surgery. Speaking Mandinka, Mariama Jallo, the beneficiary, expressed gratitude to the ML Heart Foundation for aiding them and called for more support from the public for the foundation.
Because kulo mi yalon ko adamata kelano, kulo mi yalon ko akodo sembo wara batale. So nate demaro soto dulato. Fop Gambianul finance finti mansakunda finance finti, especially Minister of Health, ka finti mol kan kandema.
Salimatu Silla, whose child has just returned from Turkey on similar treatment, also thanked the foundation for its intervention. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Great initiative there by the ML Heart Foundation. Now we will go for a short commercial break, and when we come back we have some more local as well as sports news. Do stay tuned.
I am the light goddess. Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q-Power. I am Q-Cell. I am Senior Boss. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
Back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV Midday News, and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now, still on local news, sea level rise and saltwater intrusion is one of the environmental challenges threatening the Gambia. One institution that monitors this menace is an institution called Great Institute. More in this report.
Maya Tal, the founder of Great Institute, initiated the institute because of the growing need to get information along the River Gambia and the Atlantic Ocean. Tal believes the Gambia's biggest asset is her river and coastline. Great Institute is making Gambians care more about marine science and oceanography. This is Maya and her team collecting terrestrial and aquatic data to monitor temperature, salinity, air pressure, and more.
It gives us an understanding of any changes that's happening in the environment. So the data that we collect is used not just for the Gambia, but for the globe as a whole, as we see climate change affects everyone.
Because of global warming and burning of fossil fuels, there's a rise in the world's sea level. But how prone is the Gambia to sea level rise?
Actually, our coastline is very much prone to sea level rise, as issued by the IPCC report back in AR3, which is the annual report, third one. Banjul will be underwater in 2100, and we've seen evidence all along the coastline where we've seen that sea level rise is causing a lot of coastal erosion.
Apart from sea level rise, Great Institute monitors saltwater intrusion, which is the movement of saline water into fresh water. This can pollute the quality of water, including drinking water sources.
We've been lucky to be collecting data along the River Gambia, and we've seen that salt is but the salinity is encroaching in areas where we didn't see salinity before. A big concern that we noticed in the data that we're collecting is in Kuntau. Kuntau has always been known as freshwater area, and it's still freshwater, but we're seeing not high degree of increase from freshwater to saltwater, but we're seeing that the change is happening. So what we've decided to do is now monitor areas like Kuntau. We're also monitoring Yelitanda and Babatenda. And
even though the Gambia contributes very little when it comes to global warming, there are still ways to contribute to mitigation as well as working towards adaptation.
There's a lot of proposed adaptive and mitigative strategies. One of the most important adaptive strategies that we could do is maybe coming up with soft and better hardcore engineering tools to help us prevent the sea level rise. What I mean by hard engineering, you've seen the boulders that have been deployed at different parts of the coastline. We've seen the beach nourishment project, which is also hard engineering mechanism. But we should also invest in soft core.
To ensure more Gambians venture into marine science and oceanography, Great Institute provides on-the-job training to university students to prepare them for graduate school in the marine sciences. And doing so, they will be at the forefront of understanding and protecting the ecosystems we all depend on. In addition, Great Institute hopes that doing this will produce scientific research to inspire solutions for vulnerable coastal communities in the Gambia and promote sustainable ecotourism to help increase the livelihoods of local communities while protecting the marine and coastal environment. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Bosonko.
Now, Open Society Platform, the Gambia, in collaboration with civil society organizations and with funding from the National Democracy Institute, on Friday launched the first edition of the Open Society Platform newsletter, which seeks to foster an enabling environment for accountability and transparency through citizen engagement and dialogue with key state institutions. Omar P. Jallo has the rest of that.
The maiden newsletter, which covers November and December 2021, is funded by the National Democracy Institute (NDI) under its Political Accountability, Inclusivity and Resilience Support Program. The program is implemented by OSPG as a local initiative that supports CSOs engaging the government to implement key reforms to create an open, transparent and accountable society. Lala Toure, a senior program assistant at NDI, said her institution supported the initiative to ensure the Gambia become a member of the Open Government Partnership Initiative, a global link organization working around openness, transparency and accountability. She therefore called on the media to engage CSOs and Open Society Platform of the Gambia to continue engaging and holding government officials accountable, noting that credible information is vital for democracy and good governance.
The passing of the Access to Information Law gets us a step closer, but however, there is a need to continue putting in collective efforts to ensure that there is a promotion of accountability, there's a promotion of fiscal transparency, there's a promotion of citizens' participation in very critical processes like budget formulation, budget implementation, all of these things which will take us as a people and as a country a step closer in having an open governance system and ensuring that people have a say, they participate, they know what's going on with their government.
Abdullah Jadama, head of programs, Open Society Platform The Gambia, said the country is now 2 points away on the eligibility criteria to becoming a member of the Open Government Partnership Initiative. To pass the core eligibility criteria, countries must earn at least 75% of the total possible points available to them, either 12% out of 16 or 9 out of 12. Jadama called on the National Assembly to enact the anti-corruption bill currently before it. Jadama believes when passed, the bill will serve as a tool to curb corruption in the Gambia, as it will stimulate public engagements using the law to enhance good governance and bridge the information gap between the government and citizens.
Gambia doesn't have any legal instrument, specific legal instrument. They are there, but they are embedded in other laws. But there is an anti-corruption bill sitting at the National Assembly since December 2019. This last December was 2 years. The bill was there. It cannot be enacted. Why? Well, it is because of the political class, and it's the same political classes, and then the civil service, and I say, well, anybody in the society that are conniving now to rob Gambian people.
Despite the media and civil societies revealing corruption cases at the Ministry of Health, the Gambia Tourism Board, GAM Petroleum, amongst other public institutions, organizers believe corruption is underreported in the Gambia. This is despite the country rating poorly on International Corruption Index. Corruption, which is a form of dishonesty or criminal offense by a person or organization entrusted with a position of authority to acquire illicit benefits or abuse power for personal gain, is a threat to national development, peace and security. Therefore, the launching of this newsletter, which seeks to fight against corruption, is a welcome one. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
From that story by Omar P. Jallo, now let's take a look at what is happening in the world of sports as Gambia is ranked top in Africa in the beach volleyball world rankings. Star players by Babu Jara and Seni Jawo accumulated enough points to maintain top in the continent. Our sports reporter Momodu Gajaga has the rest of that.
Winning bronze medal in the Continental Championship with some good performances in the FIVB World Tours, the Gambia is still ranked #1 in Africa. However, failing to qualify for the Olympics and not reaching the highest level in some competitions mean their global ranking has dropped. Reacting to their latest ranking from Doha, Qatar, Seni Jawo, Gambia's team captain, expressed satisfaction.
Pleasure to be ranked #1 in Africa. Like we have been ranked #1 in Africa since in 2020 after the Olympic qualifiers. We were top. Me and Babu Jara, we were top. We were ranked #1 in Africa.
The duo, Babu Jara and Seni Jawo, who are based in Qatar, dropped to 74th from 45th in the global ranking 2 years ago. Still in the continent, Jahara Koita and Amadou Jaju are placed second in Africa. Despite dropping globally, Seni says he is confident they will improve if they perform better in future competitions.
Yeah, 2021 was like a great year for us, but we have some ups and downs due to the Olympic qualification. We were hoping to qualify to the Olympics in 2021, but we couldn't make it. Like we went to sit back and draw our table that we need to come back strong. So, and luckily we were about to win the Qatar League and also the open competition. Yeah, so we are just hoping to keep on moving. Yeah, keep on moving, keep on working hard, and get more trophies in the 2021 and the upcoming competition in 2021 and 2022.
After winning the Qatar Championship, coupled with other accolades in 2021, Seni says they are looking forward to greater achievements this year.
Yeah, it motivates us a lot. Like it's always difficult to be in the top and to maintain being in the top. So we're gonna fight more. We're gonna work harder to be in the top, especially in Africa and the world at large. And we will try to improve our world ranking. Yeah.
This is a great achievement, and we are so proud to see Gambia getting to the top echelons of volleyball in the world, says the Gambia Volleyball Federation President Babu Jallo. The Gambia beach volleyball team are the champions of the African Games and bronze medalist in the Confederation of African Volleyball Continental Cup Finals. Momodu Gajaga, QTV News.
From that story by Momodu Gajaga, let's take a look at our main headlines before we leave. The National Assembly's Finance and Public Accounts Committee is scrutinizing the COVID-19 response audit report, highlighting government institutions' non-compliance with financial and procurement laws and regulations in the COVID-19 response. On Friday, the National Assembly held its first National Assembly Day.